People are talking about mental health more, and it's been a lot easier for my job when we have professional athletes talking about their mental health. So you have Shamiko Holdsclaw, Michael Phelps, and Kevin Love, and so mental health is kind of being put in a spotlight, and it hasn't had this platform that like it does now. My name is Nicole Linen, and I'm the behavioral health specialist for the Denver Broncos. Part of the reason I love this job so much, you can't really predict what you're going to run into during the day. So I'll go out to practice, walking around, talking to coaches, talking to players, just checking in with people, seeing if they need anything, if they want to talk about anything, if they want to meet with me. So my career path is a little bit unorthodox, I'd say. I'm trained as a clinical psychologist, but my career goal was to be a deputy warden. And so while I was on my postdoc fellowship in Chicago, I actually met Dr. Wendy Balabi, and she's the performance consultant for the Chicago Bulls. She's also a Black woman. And I said, what is this thing that you do? It sounds really interesting. And so she was kind enough to take the time to kind of explain what she does. And then she encouraged me to find a position. And so that's exactly what I did. I got the advice to go into this field from a Black woman. And so it's kind of been my mission to show up for Black women, show up for other people of color, to say, hey, like, we're here. There aren't many of us, but we're here. We need more people like us. This league is predominantly men of color, and I want them to feel as comfortable as they can. And if that means sitting in front of a Black woman and being able to share with me their journey, then that's what I want to do. And I want to make sure that everybody has that opportunity to feel seen and to feel represented. I'd say some of the biggest challenges that our athletes face, and at least in my experience, is that they're under a lot of pressure. They're really stressed out. They have their typical every season challenges that they are working through. And then we had COVID that we're also working through. And to top it all off, they're also men of color. And so the social unrest that we experience, not only in this country, but across the globe, has been something I've never seen in my lifetime. On or off the field, they're still human beings. They still deal with racism, oppression, and they're still trying to do all of this in a spotlight where sometimes people are telling them they don't want to hear their voice and they don't really care who they are as people. It felt good to be able to be a Black person in the same room, a person of color in the same room, to say, like, I see you, I see your struggles, I feel your struggles, and how can we get through this season and this kind of period of unrest together? How can we work together to make some real change that will last, and so that your children and your children's children can see a world that looks a little bit different than what it looks like now. There were maybe 6% of psychologists were Black, and so probably even fewer were Black women. Sometimes it feels a lot more comfortable for people to come in and share their stories with you if you look like them and if you can relate to them on some level. When I'm transparent and most myself, and that includes being a Black woman, they really just open up to me. And so I've had, a number of guys this season who have talked to me about how they would like never talk to a therapist, but then they saw me and I'm a semi-normal person, and so they feel like, okay, like maybe this is something I can do. I too have I come with my own experiences and my own worldview, and because it might be quite similar to yours, it makes them feel a little bit more at ease being in this position and bringing my full self to this position. And so I'm a Black woman, I'm a proud Black woman, and I want people to see that. But I also want people to see that I'm a psychologist and I'm a woman, and we do this work because we love it. And so if more people who looked like me could get into these positions, more women of color, more women in general, football is female, right? And so there's room for us in this league. And so if we are just given the opportunities, and sometimes if we just take the opportunity, I think the world and the league will be a better place for it.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.